full-time schedule with any TV deals started yet, as that's supposed to be coming in October for TNT. But he wants to keep wrestling on a regular basis to not just get a lot of ring rust on him, waiting for the next AEW event. So Moxley getting to go over to Japan or anywhere for that matter keeps him fresh and keeps his name out there as he's trying to rebuild his persona or build his persona and his brand out there. As far as Chris Jericho goes, I thought he would have won as New Japan trying to capitalize on everything that Jericho was able to do. But at the same time, I can see why Okada did retain, just because they want to be able to keep something established that is their own, as opposed to somebody coming and going like a Chris Jericho. He's a great attraction to bring in, but he doesn't necessarily have to always win. What was your other question? It was about Kenta?
Yeah, Kenta, aka Hideo Itami.
Well, I kind of liked Hideo Itami when he made his debut in NXT. It's unfortunate that he was very much injury prone when he came to North America. So all the hope and potential that we thought was going to be there, especially under the watchful eye of like Triple H, who's been able to make superstars happen, it fell short. And so him being able to get his release from WWE and go back home, yeah, maybe he'll find that passion or whatever was missing from his North American experiment, shall we say, and be the Kenta of old.
Yeah, it's very interesting when you think of some of the names that were released. TJP, for example, was one of those guys released. We got to see him here in London, and then all of a sudden he was part of the Impact tapings just recently. Kenta was another one of those guys. Kenta making his name, over in New Japan. Actually, on YouTube, New Japan has an audio podcast in English, and one of the things that Kenta had come out and said is he wants to kick Dean Ambrose's John Moxley's ass. So it'd be interesting to see the two styles clash, because I don't think they ever get the chance in WWE to be able to do so. And then obviously you got John Moxley, another guy who was released. Ty Dillinger, another guy who was released on request, that is doing great things, and officially signed with AEW, I think it was yesterday. So Sean, your thoughts on potential between Kenta and John Moxley feuding with each other?
Well, if it's the Kenta of old with the Moxley of now, that will be quite the match to witness.
Yeah, especially with Moxley being the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. It'll be interesting to see. So this guy over in Japan called Gato does all the booking for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he's one of those guys who will sit there and 6 months to a year in advance book things, and he has a certain kind of algorithm for doing things, so to speak. So he's probably got plans for Moxley right now to see what he's going to do with him. Be interesting to see who wins G1 Climax 29, because that there automatically guarantees your spot for Wrestle Kingdom for the championship match. So rumors about that, though, would be in 2 days this year as opposed to one, kind of like the Northern Tournament for Smash. But be interesting to see what they do with Moxley, and I can't wait when it comes to the day where Moxley is facing guys like Tanahashi or facing guys like Okada, because it'd be like back in the day of WB Legend facing The Rock or Stone Cold when they're at their prime, So New Japan, for whatever reason, after Wrestle Kingdom, it's kind of, okay, we're going to lose the Young Bucks and Hangman Page and Cody and Kenny Omega and Jericho. And Jericho and Omega obviously have different deals with AEW than they do with the rest of the guys previously mentioned, but New Japan's hot again, and it's only going to get better. And then you take the prime guys like Gorilla's Destiny and Jay White and some guys like that, and I tell you this, and I can't say this enough, interesting time to be a wrestling fan no matter where you are in the world.
Yeah, definitely. I think I said that on one of the other episodes. It's nice to see what New Japan has been able to do even after the Elite have left. They've found a way of rebuilding or maintaining their established self.
Yeah, I think I was think during Climax, not Climax, but Wrestle Kingdom last year. I think I was still doing my thing for PW Torch, and I think I ended up going however many matches there were. I think I only end up missing one of them, and my reason behind some of my picks were based on the fact that some of these guys from the elite were leaving, so why not build that future? And that's exactly what New Japan, and that's the one thing they're good at. They don't stick a guy around to the very bitter end and focus on them. They kind of put him on the back burner and start focusing on the new stars before the guy, that the guy who's leaving has a chance to leave. So it's I love New Japan's booking style. Ring of Honor is very similar to that. But again, interesting time to be a wrestling fan right now.
All right, it's the news that everyone's been talking about. Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea Part 2, the second wave, is getting ready to go, along with thousands of the friends of Jericho and me, sailing across the ocean to have the best vacation of a lifetime. I want to tell you right now, the hottest wrestling promotion in the world today, All Elite Wrestling, will be there. That's right, some of the greatest rock and roll bands in the world, some of the funniest comedians on the planet, paranormal experiences. Well, you'll be wondering, is this really happening? Well, the answer is yes. It is really happening, and so is Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea Part 2, second wave. Sign up for all the info for this all-elite vacation now at ChrisJerichoCruise.com. I want you on board Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea so we can all sail away, man! We'll see you there. Ah, yeah! It's a path to the divine.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brent Money Banks, and you are listening to Scumbags of Wrestling. Scumbags is money.
Yeah, and you were mentioning about AEW just a moment ago, and Ty Dillinger has officially signed his contract. We knew that was going to happen, especially after he was a part of Double or Nothing in the Casino Battle Royale. So he's going to be there. And they have a few other announcements that they did recently, especially including Fyter Fest, which is supposed to happen at the end of the month on the 29th. It's a Saturday night from Daytona Beach, Florida. And some of the proceeds from this are going to go alongside the community effort in Orlando. I believe it's going for a charity. Just trying to quickly look it up. But the big announcement, though, was the fact that the event's going to be aired for free on BR Live, which is Bleacher Report, and their streaming service. So,
yeah, I was just going to mention. So I checked into that last night, and the deal with AEW has BR Live is US based, and then Fight is Canada based. The way it looks right now, though, is I downloaded the app for BR Live last night, and they've got AEW listed, and they've got Fyter Fest listed as well. So it looks like if you have the app on your phone here in Canada, it looks like you'll be able to watch the event for free. I haven't seen anything from Fight. Fight is not listing this event as of right now, so. Do yourself a favor, download the BR Live app, and if you have Chromecast or anything like that, I'm sure you could probably stream it to your TV. I'll quickly go through the matches here, and 7 matches taking place. Michael Nakazawa taking Alex Jabali. Match number 2, so Cody versus Darby Allin. Hold on. Nakazawa is going to be taking place on the pre-show, so I think it's called the buy-in as well. Match number 3, the Elite Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson taking on the Lucha Brothers, so Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix with a mystery partner, so that'll be interesting. Match number 4, John Moxley taking on Joey Janela. Match number 5, Adam Page taking on Jimmy Havoc, Jungle Boy, and MGF. In a 4-way match, 6 is Christopher Daniels of SCU taking on CIMA. And match number 7, Yugen Sakazaki taking on Riho, taking on Nyla Rose. Assuming looking at this, it's either going to be Moxley, Janela, or the Elite versus the Lucha Brothers as main events. The cool thing about all of this, though, is if you watch the Being the Elite series or Nightmare Family, as far as Cody's YouTube channel goes, they build the hypes for these matches. In saying that, one of the matches to focus on is the John Moxley versus Janela match. That was basically, Moxley basically, Janela was happy to see Moxley, and Moxley was kind of like, go to hell. And that's the basis of that. But the Adam Page thing was kind of cool because Adam was on the phone. I think it was Nick Jackson, might have been Matt Jackson, but he was talking about who he wanted to face. And the reception was apparently bad, and he was talking about all of these guys. So anyways, Fatal 4-Way match gets booked. And then the Being the Elite thing, if you want to see comedy as far as how a small little minute to 2 minute clip at the very beginning of a YouTube video goes, it's Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy shopping in a supermarket, and Jungle Boy can't reach the top shelf, so Luchasaurus picks him up. And sure enough, Jungle Boy's picking all the stuff from the top shelf now, and it just it's small little bits of comedy in as far as what they do. But to know how talented these guys are, to know the cult following they have just because of social media, and to know tickets for AEW All Out are going on sale, I believe tomorrow, and I see them, I see them selling out probably within half an hour. It's absolutely phenomenal to know what social media has done for a promotion like that, to know the financial backing they have from somebody like Tony Khan and Jacksonville Jaguars, so to speak. And Sean, I would assume that you've probably seen main event already announced for All Out, eh?
Yeah, I was going to get to that for when we move to All Out, but it is, I believe, Moxley taking on Omega.
Yeah, which I'm marking out for already. So,
yeah, I was going to ask you, who do you think would be the mystery opponent or partner for the Lucha Brothers when they take on Omega and the Young Bucks?
See, part of me wants to say Shawn Spears, but doesn't make any sense at all. So, who do they got left? Who's on that roster, or who's on the fence right now that they could pick up? That would be like one of those holy crap moments. But it's only Fyter Fest, and I'm not trying to knock it, but it's not it's not like All Out or All In or Double or Nothing or whatever the case may be. So honestly, no clue. The only guy I could possibly think of that would make sense, and I mean, this is a huge shot in the dark, is Killer Cross from Impact Wrestling, but I don't think he's been granted his release. I don't think they're giving him permission to work with AEW. So if it's not him, prediction maybe Joey Ryan, and maybe Joey Ryan's working the internet. So I guess mystery partner wise, I'd see either Killer Cross, who I'd love to see because he's got those Mexican ties, or Joey Ryan.
Yeah, I could see those on your explanation. I was thinking more of a possible thing with Jericho stepping in, but they need to make sure that he's available. That's why it's still yet to be determined. I'm not sure about Joey Ryan because unless he's just going to do a one-off, he has said that he wants to stay with the independents and do that whole thing. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes down. It's a Saturday night, June 29th, Fyter Fest in Daytona Beach. And as Chris mentioned, if you download the BR Live app, you hopefully will be able to see it, since no other outlets in Canada are doing that at the moment. July 13th, that's the one that's for the charity, and that is Fight for the Fallen. And that's going to take place in Jacksonville, Florida. And currently there's 3 matches announced. Brandy Rhodes taking on Ali. As we know, Ali is from London, or is Pepper Park's wife. So they're probably in Buffalo instead now. But she's making her AEW in-ring debut there. Kenny Omega is taking on Sema. And Cody and Dustin Rhodes are going to take on the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. So there's going to be more probably from the fallout of Fyter Fest to add to Fight for the Fallen. But it's another one of those events that is leading up to All Out and eventually their TV show. Your thoughts on Fight for the Fallen?
Yeah, main event wise, if it happens to be Cody and Dustin against the Young Bucks, if that's the main event, I'd love to see an appearance by the SSV, now known